Good afternoon everyone. I am navtej of class 10 Jannajanmanta. I am from Raichur. Today I am standing here for the chapter biology. I am attending Viveka 100% memory from last 10 days and now I am explaining the chapter 1 biology life processes. Firstly we go to the introduction. Anything we can see in the environment we cannot say that it is living or non-living thing. We can say whether it is living or non-living by the process is known as the life process. The life process is the process by which we maintain the process of the life. Life process has mainly 4 points, only divided into 4 subparticles. Firstly, nutrition, second, respiration, transportation, and the expiration. Nutrition. The divider of the complex food into simpler substances is known as the nutrition. In the nutrition, there are 2 types: autotrophic nutrition and the heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is the nutrition by which plants prepare their own food with the help of the carbon dioxide, oxygen, etc. They prepare their own food with the process called the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis process by which they use the sunlight and convert into the chemical energy. They convert the water into hydrogen and oxygen, and they convert the carbon dioxide into the carbohydrates. The lack of carbohydrates is secreted in the starch. The leaves, the stomata is the place where the exchange of the gases take place and the food is prepared in the leaves in the part is called the stomata. Whereas the heterotrophic nutrition is the nutrition by which plants or human beings or organisms depend on other organisms for the food. Nutrition in single celled organism like amoeba. Amoeba develops a false seed or pseudopodia and finally traps the food with a sac-like structure called food vacuole, and inside the digestion of the food takes place. Nutrition in the human beings. Nutrition in human being is taken started from the buccal cavity and it travels through the esophagus and it is released in the stomach. The stomach will release 3 acids: hydrochloric acid, pepsin, and the mucus. Hydrochloric acid will make the food acidic and support the pepsin, whereas the pepsin will divide the food into proteins and the mucus supports the stomach from the acidity. And the food enters into the liver. The gallbladder will divide the food into the fats, and it is traveled to the pancreas. They releases 2 acids, lipsin and the lipase. Lipsin is used in the breakdown of the proteins, whereas the lipase is used in the breakdown of the fats, and it reaches to the small intestine, where the real absorption of the food takes place. The inner wall of the small intestine is known as villi. The villi increases surface area of the surface, and the villi supplies the red blood cells from a part to different parts of the body, and the undigested food or waste food is excreted from the large intestine and it is excreted through the anus. Now we go to the next topic, respiration. Respiration is the process by which we using the oxygen and dividing the food and giving us the energy. Respiration is of 2 types: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in the events in the mitochondria and releases energy like carbon dioxide, oxygen, water, etc. Whereas in the lack of oxygen it takes place in the gives us energy like lactic acid or carbon dioxide. It pains in the muscle cells. Whereas in the absence of the oxygen it takes place in the single celled organisms like yeast and it releases ethanol, carbon dioxide, oxygen, etc. Whereas the respiration in human beings takes place from the pharynx, larynx, and trachea, bronchis, and the large reaches to the alveolar sac. Alveolar sac is the place where the exchange of the gases takes place in the human. It is the thing which supplies the carbon dioxide to release out and intakes the oxygen. Next topic is transportation. Transportation is a process by which we transport water, food, etc. from a part to many other parts of the body. In a single celled organism, transportation takes place. Diffusion. Diffusion is the process by which a single celled organism can take it. Whereas in multicellular organism there are many cells, so diffusion cannot take place. So there is another pigment called the hemoglobin, which transport the oxygen, food, water, etc. from a part to different parts of the body. Transportation in the human beings in our heart takes place. Then the oxygenated blood enters from the left atrium and it reaches to the left ventricles and relaxes. Whereas the deoxygenated blood enters to the right ventricle and goes to the right atrium and relaxes. The left and right side of the heart helps without mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. The arteries carry these blood cells from hearts to different parts of the body, whereas the veins carry the mixed organisms, rich blood cells from different parts of the body and finally reaches to the heart. When we got a heart, the bleeding started. Platelets are the substances which help in the which avoid this bleeding. And excretion. Our last topic is the excretion. Excretion is a process by which we are excreted undigested food or waste products. Waste products in the body is known as the excretion. Excretory system in human consists of a pair of kidney, a pair of ureters, and a single urinary bladder and the urethra. The kidneys are located in the abdomen, and it is excreted in the urinary. Whereas the excretion plants takes place when the excretion in plants is stored in the leaves, and the leaves may fall down, or the leaves may excretion is stored in the roots, and the roots will transfer the excretion in the plants. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.